On this episode of Outdoors in the Bluegrass, we're heading to our home lake, Beaver Lake in Anderson County, Kentucky. Yes, I know, we've been here 1,000 times, but this is the first part of a multi-part series where we go after the Biggin at Beaver. So sit tight and let's see if we can catch that hog from this wonderful little lake.
Hello everybody, I'm Bill Dance and you're watching Outdoors in the Bluegrass.
Outdoors in the Bluegrass is made possible by Blues. Feel the difference. Strike King Lures. Tie one on. Digital Effects Wraps. Advertise the wrap way. Hoghead Trailer Sales. We're all about trailers.
Fish 419 performance gear. Called to fish.
Academy Sports and Outdoors. For all for less.
Alright everybody, we are out here at Beaver Lake in Anderson County, Kentucky. Now we've done a lot of filming and fishing here over the years because it's our home lake. It's like 9 minutes, and it's also well known for being able to catch fish. I mean, you can come out here and catch a lot of bass. They may not be keeper size, but you'll catch a lot of bass. But that's what's intrigued me is we've never done a show about our home lake. We've just fished here. And for those who don't know, Beaver Lake, Kentucky, this place, it's a beautiful area. There's a lot of housing developments on it. It's just a really nice lake. It's 168 acres. It's a V-shaped lake, and for the majority of it, close to the end of your V's, it stays under 8 feet. As you start moving forward, you get into your 15, 18 foot deeps. Out by the dam, deepest part's about 48, 50 feet deep. Now, there have been big bass pulled out of here. Have we pulled very many big bass out of here? I think maybe one that I would consider close to 3 pounds. And that's what we're doing today. I realized when I fish this lake, I don't fish it like I fish other lakes because it's got those real shallow sloping banks, a lot of moss and grass buildup to where Texas rigging and crankbaiting just really aren't optimal. But about 13 to 15 feet off the banks drop at a grade that you would normally see on an average shore bank at Taylorsville, Barren River, things of that nature that we're used to fishing. So today we're going to start a new practice, and we're going to start fishing for the big one at Beaver, baby. That's right, the Biggin at Beaver. And we're going to do it by using our normal bass fishing methods, but backing off of this shallow sloping bank and getting what I would consider ledges almost, and fishing points. So we're going to hit these points, hit these ledges, and see over the course of the year what's the biggest fish we can get out of Beaver Lake. I vote she gets the first one that's bigger than the biggest one we've ever caught. I mean, we've seen 5 and 6 pounders pulled out of here. We've heard of them being shocked out of here. We'll see what we can do. Our first stop is this really long shallow point, but it drops off to about 12 feet on each side, and as it gets probably about 50-60 yards out, it drops off down to 15 feet. It's a good point. It actually got some coverage and some fish attractants on it the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife's put out here, so this is a good stop, first point. Then we'll start doing those ledge banks. This is obviously going to yield less fish than we normally catch because we're hunting for a bigger bass, but hey, that's the whole thing. Join us on this first adventure of the Biggin at Beaver, baby. caught something. I caught my first biggin beaver. Someone else's rattle trap lure. Now when it comes to bait tactics, I'm going to focus mainly on crankbaits, not deep diving obviously, because right now I'm still only in about 10 foot of water working this point. Even towards the deeper areas, if I'm doing deep diving, I'm just scrounging below the oxygen level. So we're working with Texas rigs and some small 4 or 5 foot diving and square bill crankbaits. A little bit murkier water today, so we're using a little bit more of a worm that stands out, smaller profile 7-inch ribbon. I think we'll get us something. But I caught someone else's lure. Alright, so we worked that point pretty well with the worm, working the ledges off each side and the drop end of the point. We've got some big flats right here that we're going to run with the crankbait as we move up into deeper waters. When we hit that 20-foot mark, where we actually have a bank drop like we were talking about earlier, I'll start working the worm again. Those are our 2 techniques for the day that hopefully will land us something above average, if not our best. Searching for the biggin beaver, baby.
Yeah, you care about gear ratios, inches per turn, and ball bearings, but most importantly, you want reliability and dependability in the equipment you use. Lew's doesn't cut corners when it comes to the gear they build. The new Speed Spool LFS is the best $99 reel in the market. Go see for yourself.
Warriors Tackle Supply. Get tight lines.
Not bad for Beaver Lake. Still a tiny one. Not the biggin beaver. Not the biggin beaver.
Smile.
Smaller than the last one. Dang-nabbit. Well, we got a parade of geese coming around us. We've been able to connect a couple times, but still not beating my personal best at beaver. Still searching for the biggin beaver. We'll get it eventually. Keep trying. Ladies and gentlemen, this cove right here is where I did catch my personal best, biggest one at beaver ever that was close to 3 pounds. Caught it in 2016 in March off a red crankbait. Right over here. Oh, right there. Off that stump right there. We'll see if he's still there. Oh, well, I think we're going to get out of the coves because it seems like most of what we've caught, the two that we've caught and the bumps that we've had, have been out in the main part of the lake. And what I've noticed is these coves are a lot hotter. They shallow out. The temperature's above 80. We get back out on the main part of the lake, we're more like 76, 78. So let's get into some cooler waters, being midday, see if we can catch that biggin.
Hoghead trailers, we're all about trailers.
Every time we go fishing, you know we gotta tie one on.
In all honesty, when do I not tie one on? Every time I go in the water, I love to tie one on. Every day of the week, I like to tie one on.
You may not know this about me, but every once in a while, I've been known to tie one on.
Come on, man, join the Stray King team. All you gotta do, tie one on.
I think I always tie one on.
Well, we couldn't connect with the Biggin at Beaver today, but this is just the first part, and we'll keep on trying and give you more details about Beaver Lake and the best ways to try and get into some larger fish, which we're trying to do as well. So we're going to start fishing it like we fish other lakes, even though it's different than other lakes. We're going to use these ledges and these points to get us the Biggin at Beaver one day. We will see you again, baby, on Outdoors in the Bluegrass.